Hello everyone, welcome to Architecting Intelligence Lab. I am Varsha Rani, a software architect working primarily in AWS cloud technologies, enterprise application development, and modern architectural patterns. On this channel, I share practical perspective on enterprise AI, software architecture, and the design patterns shaping intelligent systems. And in today's video, I want to talk about a shift that I believe is becoming increasingly important in enterprise AI. For a while, the focus has been on making a single AI agent smarter, better prompt, more tools, more memory, and more reasoning. But enterprise AI is now moving beyond isolated intelligent agents and towards collaborative intelligent systems. And that's exactly why A2A, that is agent to agent communication, matters so much. In this video, I will walk through why MCP alone is not enough, what A2A really means, and why the future of enterprise AI may be built around specialized agent working together instead of one super agent. Enterprise AI has reached a really interesting point. We can keep improving prompts, we can add more tools, we can strengthen memory and retrieval, but that still doesn't solve the real enterprise problem because enterprise complexity is not just a reasoning problem, it's an architectural problem. The real challenge is now designing a system where multiple agents can collaborate reliably, securely, and at an enterprise scale. And I think that's an important shift in mindset. It's no longer just about one powerful agent, it's about how multiple specialized agents can work together to solve complex enterprise workflows in a structured and dependable way. Now, tool integration does not always equal to collaboration layer. This is where a lot of current conversation needs more clarity. Today, many teams are exploring MCP, and MCP is valuable. It helps standardize how AI agent communicates with enterprise tools and systems. In other words, it improves agent to agent communication, and that matters. But tool integration is not the same thing as agent collaboration. Just because an agent can access tools in a structured way does not mean it can coordinate effectively with other agents inside a real enterprise workflow. And that distinction is critical because enterprise workflow often require intelligent agent to collaborate not just independently to color tools. You may need one agent focus on planning, another on retrieval, another on compliance, and another on execution. So the gap here is not tool access, the gap is coordination between intelligent agents. And that is why MCP, while important, it is not the complete answer by itself. Then we will see what is agent to agent. A2A stands for agent to agent communication. It is a communication protocol to coordinate layer that enables autonomous AI agent to discover each other, exchange contacts, delegate work, coordinate execution, and collaborate towards a shared objective. And this matters for a very practical reason. No single agent can master every enterprise domain effectively. Enterprise systems are complex, business processes are diverse, and requirements like governance, security, compliance, retrieval, planning, and execution often demand different kinds of specialization. That's why specialized agents often outperform one general purpose agent trying to do everything. So instead of continuously increasing the complexity of one AI agent, A2A gives us a better architectural model. It allows us to distribute responsibilities across multiple specialized agents that collaborate using a standardized communication approach. And to me, that's a real architectural impact of A2A. It shifts enterprise AI from one intelligent agent to an ecosystem of specialized collaborating agents. Then how A2A works? The core idea behind A2A is actually very simple. Each agent owns a single responsibility. That's the principle. One agent might handle planning, another might handle retrieval, another might handle validation, or compliance, and another can handle the execution. A2A becomes the coordination layer that allows these specialized agents to collaborate securely and effectively. And that's powerful because it creates separation of concern inside AI systems. Instead of one overloaded agent trying to manage everything, we can build a more modular architecture where each agent contribute what it does best. That makes the system easier to scale. It makes it easier to govern. It makes it easier to maintain and also improve fault isolation, because if one part of the system has an issue, the entire architecture doesn't necessarily break in the way as a monolithic agent might. So, when I think about A2A in practice, I think it is enabling a more disciplined and architectural friendly way to build enterprise AI system. Now, we'll see what is the difference between MCP and A2A, like MCP versus A2A. Now, let's make a distinction even clearer. MCP and A2A solve different problems. MCP standardize agent to agent communication. MCP standardize agent to tool communication. It connects AI agent with enterprise system and gives them structured access to tools and external resources. So MCP is really focused on what an agent can use. Okay. Now A2A on the other hand standardize agent to agent communication. MCP, how we will remember, MCP equal to agent to tools and the A2A equals to agent communication. It enables collaboration, delegation, planning, and context sharing between intelligent agents. So, A2A is focused on how agents work together. And I think this is the most useful way to understand the relationship between the two. This is not really MCP versus A2A. It's not a competition. They are complementary layers in enterprise AI architecture. MCP helps against interact with tools. A2A helps against interact with other agent, and together they form a much stronger foundation for enterprise AI system than either one would alone. Why monolithic AI agent don't scale? This brings us to one of the biggest architectural lessons in enterprise AI. Monolithic AI agents do not scale well, and the reason is fairly straightforward. One Once one AI agent is expected to handle planning, memory retrieval, tool, business rules, compliance, and workflow orchestration, all in one place. Complexity started growing very quickly. At first, this may feel efficient, but over time, the system becomes harder to manage. You get larger prompt, you get more internal complexity, you get difficult maintenance, you get poor fault isolation, you get limited scalability. This is actually very similar to what we have already seen in traditional software architecture. Monolithic application eventually gave way to microservices because decomposition made system more maintainable and scalable. And I think A2A brings that same architectural shift into enterprise AI. Just a microservice decomposed monolithic applications. A2A helps decompose monolithic AI agent into specialized collaborating agents. That's a very important shift because it moves AI architecture closer to the principles we already trust in scalable system design. Then we will see architectural design consideration. Now, one important thing to understand is that A2A does not just enable collaboration, it also demands architectural rigor. Once multiple agents are interacting, we need to think seriously about how that collaboration is designed and governed. The first area is communication. How do agents discover each other? How do they share context? How they delegate tasks clearly and reliably? The second area is security. How do we handle identity and authentication? How do we establish authorization and trust? How do we ensure secure context exchange between agents? And the third area is operations. How do we monitor the behavior of these agents? How do we build observability into the systems? How do we handle failure recovery? How do we put governance around entire architecture? These are not secondary concerns, they are core design concerns. So, adopting A2A is not just about adding protocol, it is about designing enterprise AI system with the same rigor we expect in any mission critical distributed architecture. Now, let's focus on the enterprise AI architecture stack. So, let me close with the key takeaway. A2A is not replacing MCP. It is extending the enterprise AI architectural stack. MCP still play an important role because AI agent need structured access to enterprise tools and system. But A2A adds the missing coordination layer that allows intelligent agent to collaborate securely, efficiently, and at a scale. And to me, that's where the future of enterprise AI gets really interesting, because the real question is no longer just how powerful one agent can become. The real question is that will the future of enterprise AI be built around one super agent, or will it be built around ecosystem of specialized agents collaborating through A2A? Personally, I believe the future is moving toward collaboration free enterprise AI architecture. Not one super agent doing everything, but multiple specialized agents working together with the clear responsibility, structured communication, and strong governance. And if you are designing AI system for the enterprise, understanding this shift early will give you a real architectural advantages. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this useful, do subscribe to Architecting Intelligence Lab for more content on enterprise AI, AI architecture, AWS, cloud native design, and modern enterprise AI technologies patterns. I will see you in the next video.